What's up, Epic 7? Caides 13. Caides 13 hunt, the hardest PvE hunt in the game. How can you do this as a new player? It's all over the adventurous path. You need to clear this. You need to be able to have a team that can do it, but you just started. All you have is the Goblin gear. Well, here's how to do it. Here is the team to let you efficiently farm Caides 13, and we're going to use free-to-play units and Goblin tier gear. So let's get right into it. Okay, everybody, this is the team. This is the team. Now, I know some of you are saying, hey, but Breig comes at the end of the adventurous path. I'd really like to get this team up and running before I get Breig. You can still do it, guys. You can still do it. Just instead of Breig, you use Iseria. You're going to put the exact same gear that's currently on Breig, the exact same artifact that's currently on Breig. You're just going to move that over to green Iseria. One for one. Just move it over. Same stats, same artifact, same everything. I'll show you the builds. It works. Breig is safer. Iseria, she was about 85 to 90% success rate. I did have a couple of fails in there. Iseria is just not as beefy and doesn't cycle her non-attack skills and doesn't give barriers to the whole team the way that Breig does. So with Breig on the team, it's a lot safer. But until you get your Breig, slap Iseria on the team and you're good to go. Here's what the units look like. First, the slowest unit on our team is going to be Roana. I've got Roana on pretty much all Goblin gear. I could not find an HP necklace from the Goblin to save my life, so I grabbed a random piece of 78 gear. Nothing on here is fancy, right? 17k health, 1800 defense, 161 speed. You do want to make sure she's on speed main boots. Speed main boots will make sure she cycles her skills plenty fast enough. Proof of Valor, you'll get tons of the currency to buy these artifacts from the shop just doing your daily stuff. Make sure you pick up a Proof of Valor. It works at plus 15. You don't need to plus 30 it. I just had a plus 30 laying around, and it's worth picking up a plus 31. So anyway, plus 15, plus 21, whatever Proof of Valor you got, slap it on her. And that's all you need for Roana. As for her skills, I strongly encourage you to max out her S3. This will help her cycle off the danger level. You need to use non-attack skills to cycle off the danger level, so you'll want to do that. And most importantly of all, though, is max out her S2. I know, that's a ton of Molagora, but her entire reason for being on this team is her passive healing that happens after extra attacks, counterattacks, and dual attacks. And this fight is loaded with them, and that lets her heal just by existing, so don't skimp on the healing. Max this out. As for the other skills, they don't matter that much. If you want to run this all the way up to the maximum barrier strength, that's nice for this and other content, but with Breig spamming barriers, I don't think this is necessary. Just focus on her S2 and then maybe her S3 if you've got extra molas. Second unit on the team is Mascot Hazel. You should be able to pick up Mascot Hazel from your normals daily summons. Get her, complete her specialty change. She is worth it. You will use her in all kinds of PvE all the way into the end game. I've got her on Goblin gear, a plus 9 ring. You know, maybe max out your gear and you'll have a better success rate. Force a speed set and put speed main boots on her. You want to force the speed set and the speed main boots because she is your healer, she is your buffer, she is your cleanser, and all these things you want to happen as often as possible. So make her as fast as you can make her with your basic gear. You can put her on Midnight Bloom to reduce the crit chance requirements on your Cermia. Now, if you don't have Midnight Bloom, this is where you get it. You go into the side story, you kick yourself down here to the Book of Memories. You go down to Rengar's Chaotic Full Moon Festival. When you do that, just by going in here, you'll immediately get one copy of this artifact. And by completing the side story, you'll get the remaining copies. Now, I know, these things cost 900 Sky Stones to buy. It's worth it. It's worth it. Pick one up. It's worth the 900 Sky Stones. It's an evergreen artifact. You will use it forever. Now, you do get one of these for free from a mission. So if you want to wait and get it, that's fine. But I strongly recommend you pick up Midnight Bloom. I'm not even kidding. If they just straight up sold this artifact for 900 Sky Stones, I'd recommend getting it. Anyway, that's it for Mascot Hazel. That's not technically it. Her skill ups don't cost Molagora, so you should do them. I know, it's a lot of catalysts, right? It's a lot of catalysts. Go to the unrecorded history, farm some AP, and buy the catalysts. get her skill ups done. All of them are really important here. This one is tons of healing and skill cooldowns, very important. This one is a lot of healing, very important. This one has up to 75% heal block in it. Now the damage is not important, don't bother with the damage, but try to get the effect chance because heal block on this is huge. The Caides will try to heal itself, and the more you can shut that down, the faster your runs will be. So get your Mascot Hazel done, complete her complete her awakening tree, and load her up and she will be good for you. Now, if you just don't have the resources to get this, that's okay. Run a different artifact. Put her on Candlestick. Put her on a heal boosting artifact. Just pick something to put on her. Just realize that you're going to have to make sure your Cermia is 100% crit chance instead of 84% crit chance. And that makes building your Cermia a little harder. Speaking of Cermia, here she is in all her bathing suit glory. I put all Goblin and 78 gear on Cermia. You want to make sure she's on speed boots. You want to try to get her north of 150 speed. Once you're north of 150 speed and you've got your 84% crit chance if you have Midnight Bloom or 100% crit chance if you don't have Midnight Bloom, once you got those two things knocked out, right? Your perfect crit chance and you're above 150 speed, everything else goes into attack and crit damage. Crit damage, slightly more important than attack, all things being equal, because crit damage will scale with Daydream Joker. Now, I know you might have read in Caides that Caides is half immune to Daydream Joker, and that's true, but still 1.5% of the enemy's max health still makes this the hardest hitting artifact you can put on Cermia. So load this artifact up and get going. As for an EE, they don't really matter that much, though the S1 EE for the extra chance to attack with the same skill is really nice, especially if you land a defense break that can machine you through these phases the fastest. So of all of the exclusive equipment, I do recommend the S1. As for Molagora, guys, I'm sorry. She's a DPS unit. All of her skills matter. You want this one, max cooldown so she can cycle off her danger level. This one's most important. You want to max this one out. She'll hit with her S1 the most often, so max it out. And then the S3 hits like a truck. I guess if you were going to skimp somewhere, it would be on the S3, but eventually try to max this one out too. Look how much 10, 20, 30, 40% damage sitting on the table in this skill. There's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50%, oh, sorry, 10, 20, 30% damage sitting on the table in this skill, as well as, look at this, effectiveness, 75% heal block. Now, you're not running any effectiveness on her, so it's not a huge chance to proc, but it's still a chance. And remember how important heal block is in this fight. So, max out her S2, then max out her S1, then max out her S3 in that order. Try to get her to plus 15 as quickly as possible. Now, for those of you who don't have Breig, I'm not even kidding, you just pick up your Iseria, put her in place of Breig, and then literally just put Breig's gear on her and give her the same candlestick that Breig is currently wearing. You can use Iseria on the lower level Caides easily, and she still works on Caides 13 on this exact same gear that Breig is currently wearing. Breig is wearing Prophetic Candlestick to cycle his skills. You can really run any artifact on him that you want, but Candlestick is really nice for cycling the skills. All garbage can gear, right? It's all Goblin gear, an unleveled sword, an underleveled ring, 78 boots. What you're going for is HP, main stat, and speed boots. Force the speed boots, force the speed set. You want Breig to take turns. He spams barriers, he strips, he defense breaks. Very, very, very good unit to have take extra turns. So speed set with speed main boots, 65% effectiveness or higher. You want this guy to have the effectiveness, you want him to stick the defense breaks. This exact same gear has very, very similar stats on Iseria, but she's only running about 17k health with the same gear because Breig is just a bulkier knight as opposed to a thin elf ranger. That's why Breig is just plain better at this than Iseria is. He doesn't die nearly as easily. This is how the fight runs. All the skills are turned on for the duration of this fight. When this when this Symmachus attacks, he has a chance to stun, and it's a pretty good chance to stun. So if you miss the defense break, and if Cermia gets stunned, it can slow it down a little bit. It won't stop it, it just slows down the run. But if you get the defense break, oh yay, we didn't get stunned. That'll make it go faster. If you get the defense break, it goes a lot faster on this. Oh, poor Breig got stunned. You'll notice every time there's a counterattack or an extra attack, you'll see a little green flash and everybody heals. That's the effect of having Roana on the team. So we've cleared the first stage, Symmachus, and we're into the actual Caides fight itself. Breig S1s, S1. Caides jumps, and the Caides self-heals, inflicts slow and restrict when he jumps. And that's a huge pain, and that's why you need to have a cleanser on your team like Mascot Hazel. We drop in a single S1, doesn't do much damage because there's no defense break. Breig S2s gives barriers to everybody, and that barrier is huge. With his S3, he is able to apply defense break, we hope. Yep, there, we got the defense break. Mascot Hazel uses her S3. This will give greater attack buff to Cermia and cleanses most of the debuffs, at least the restrict, because one of the other things that Roana does is when dual attacks happen, not only does she heal, but she CR pushes your whole team. It's not a huge push, but it adds up. Cermia drops in. See how much more damage we do. Hey, the EE procced. We got that extra S1 hit I was talking about. See how nice that is into a defense break? And there's the heal block. We got the heal block from Mascot Hazel because we skilled up her S1. That means when the Caides jumps, the Caides won't self-heal, and that's huge. The Caides will attack whoever has the highest danger level, which right now is Cermia. Her danger level is 3. But you notice when she uses a non-attack skill, the little danger level placard goes away. And now the Caides is probably going to attack Roana because her danger level is the highest. That's why you want units like Cermia, like Roana, like Breig, like Iseria, like Mascot Hazel. You want units that have non-attack skills. The Caides jumped but did not self-heal because we had heal block up. Everybody's attacking Roana because she's wearing the highest danger level placard, but she can take the shots pretty well. Breig attacks. Uses an extra attack to get a defense break, we hope. Show me a defense break. Oh, there it is. So good. Cermia swats for some good damage. Mascot Hazel S3. This will give Gab to Cermia. Roana taking some pretty significant damage, but she uses her S3 skill. It's a non-attack skill, so her danger placard of 4 goes away. Now they're focusing on Breig, who has the highest danger level, and Breig's a beefy boy. He can take it, but he uses his S2 skill. Now Cermia's got the highest danger level, so they're going to attack Cermia, but that's okay. This fight's almost over. Now, I will caution you this. If you have 4 or more debuffs on the Caides will self-cleanse and attack. So if you do take Iseria into this, that's buff block, defense break, and heal block. You can't use Song of Stars. If you take Song of Stars, that target's a 4th debuff, and it will brick your run. So if you do this with Iseria, do not use Song of Stars. And that's it. This is incredibly stable and safe. Now, I'm not saying this team is perfect. I've seen it fail. It's just rare. I think it fails a little bit more with Iseria, and it fails even less with Breig, but it's still a very stable team. Anything that can give you a 90% clear rate in Caides with this level of gear, with these units, is impressive. Hopefully this helped you get past your adventurous path, and remember, the better gear you put on these units, the faster you make them, the stronger you make them, the more consistent this will be. If you have any questions, ask them in the comment section. Good luck farming your torrent and penetration pieces. Not so much the injury and revenge pieces, thank you. And you guys have a great rest of your weekend. Take care, Epic 7.